Lando Norris is now officially in the title fight. He's ahead of Verstappen and closing in on Piastri, but somehow he's still the most overlooked name in Formula One. Lando Norris has talent, no doubt about it, but in the field stacked with champions, where does he really rank? How good is he really? Today, we'll find out. Chapter 1. Background. Before we decide how talented Lando really is, we need to look at how he got into McLaren. And at the end, we'll be breaking down whether Lando is winning because he's one of the best or just because he's got one of the best cars. In Lando's early career, from the moment he stepped into a race car, it was clear
he'll be on a charge, no doubt. The 45 car, Dan Zelos, has come through to second, started
that this was not going to be a hobby. Lando had a natural talent that made the motorsport world take notice. In his very first national karting event, he grabbed pole position, which was not that easy at that time. But that wasn't all. Over the next few years, Lando dominated every racing event he was in. By 2013, he had swept through the karting world,
engines working together as Tictum takes the lead. So Tictum out front now,
winning big titles like the European Karting Championship, and the WSK Euro Series, making history as the youngest ever karting world champion, and he wasn't done yet. In 2014, Lando entered the Ginetta Junior Championship, and despite it being his rookie year, he finished third overall. Kind of like Lightning McQueen battling for the Piston Cup being just a rookie.
Their way around the hairpin and headed downhill toward the casino bridge.
Except this was an animation. It was real talent on a real track. Then in 2015, he joined Carlin Motorsport, entered the British F4 Championship, and absolutely tore it up. He won 8 races and clinched the title in his first season. This showed the raw potential the kid has. He didn't stop there, he challenged himself on other fronts too, racing in Germany's 88 F4 and the Italian F4 championships.
Bang, this one might not be over yet, he's gaining all the time. Russell.
At this point, some of the most prominent players were already taking notice that Lando was serious about racing. By 2017, he was competing against future stars like Mick Schumacher and George Russell. Lando raced with maturity and confidence, finishing on the podium.
And it's podium celebrations as Lando Norris down
20 out of 30 races and ultimately winning the championship. That win was the final proof. Lando was ready for Formula One. At this point, McLaren had been watching, and when they had seen enough, they signed Lando as a junior driver in 2017, quickly giving him testing duties and placed as the reserve driver by 2018. Lando Norris had done everything right, from karting all the way through the junior ranks. He proved he had the talent. But would he be able to handle Formula One? Let's find out what happened next. Chapter 2. The rookie season, making his mark. When Lando Norris jumped into the McLaren F1 car in 2019, he was just 19. Think about that for a second. 19 years old, racing against some of the best drivers in the world. But guess what? He wasn't scared, nor did he ever hold back. Right off the bat, in Australia, Lando qualified in 8th place on his debut weekend. Can you imagine the pressure? But there he was, out-qualifying seasoned veterans like it was no big deal. And although he finished the final race 12th, those first few laps had fans buzzing because, the kid was something really special. Then came Bahrain, 6th place and his first ever F1 points. That's when the world really started paying attention. But hey, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. He did have a few crashes and collisions, but they happen, right? Like that crash with Kvyat in China or the bump with Stroll in Spain.
Moved into a bit of an oversteer, and as he corrected it, suddenly the front tire bit.
But the thing about Lando, he bounced back every time. In Austria, he matched his best result with another 6th place. This was an incredible achievement for the rookie, but beyond the result, it was more about the way he raced. It was calculated but aggressive, like he owned the track. He even beat his teammate Carlos Sainz, who was way more experienced than him. Of course, there were setbacks like mechanical failures and bad engines, which cost him points, but by season's end, Norris had racked up 49 points, finished 11th in the Drivers' Championship, and made one thing crystal clear. he was here to stay. During his debut year, Norris signed a multi-year contract to stay with McLaren for the 2020 season until 2022. Chapter 3: Breakthrough and Podium Glory. The 2020 season was a whole new ball game for Lando Norris. Now, with a year of F1 experience, expectations were higher both from fans and McLaren. Right from the first race in Austria, Lando showed he was ready to take the next step. He qualified 4th and finished the race in 3rd place, earning his first Formula One podium and becoming the 3rd youngest driver ever to stand on the F1 podium. Throughout the season, Lando kept the momentum going. He secured 6 consecutive points finishes, got others impressed with his tire management, and made some stunning overtakes that left fans and rivals alike taking notice. By the end of the year, Lando had scored 97 points and finished 9th in the Drivers' Championship, doubling his rookie season tally. McLaren finished 3rd in the Constructors' Championship, their best result in years. And Lando, the rising star, was shining brighter than ever. It was clear Lando Norris was no longer just a rookie. He was a serious contender on the grid. Chapter 4: Rising Pressure and Consistency. The next year, 2021, was when everything started to click for Lando Norris, but it wasn't without its drama. From the opening race in Bahrain, qualifying 7th and finishing 4th, he was pushing McLaren to new heights. And then came the podiums. A 3rd-place finish in Imola, followed by another podium in Monaco races, where Lando showed us some brilliant racing skills. But everything was not all sunshine and rainbows, as I said earlier, because Lando then, for the first time at the Hungarian Grand Prix, had a crash that forced him out of the race, and he had multiple penalties and race incidents that costed him some valuable points. Throughout the season, Norris locked in consistent points finishes, showing an impressive blend of aggression and control. He was extremely smart about his races. This consistency helped McLaren secure 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship, which once again is their best finish in nearly a decade. On a personal level, Lando finished 6th in the Drivers' Championship, beating his teammate Daniel Ricciardo and proving he was the team's undisputed lead driver. Off track, his rising star was matched by his growing fan base. From viral social media moments to his unmistakable charm, Lando became one of the most popular drivers on the grid. But the big question remained: was he ready to move from podium contender to race winner? The 2021 season proved he was edging closer, but the final step was still ahead. Chapter 5: Battling Challenges. The 2022 and 2023 seasons. Talking about Lando Norris' 2022 and 2023 seasons, this guy consistently punched above the team's weight. In 2022, while McLaren's package wasn't front-running, Lando still grabbed McLaren's only podium that year at Emilia-Romagna, finishing 3rd on a track that had veterans like Hamilton and Perez on a day when his car wasn't the fastest. He battled illness like few would dare, driving through tonsillitis in Monaco to finish 6th and grab the fastest lap. That's resilience worthy of the greats. Qualifying? Lando delivered. In Hungary, he qualified a stunning 4th, giving the McLaren one of its best grid positions in years. Even when he couldn't hold off Verstappen or Hamilton, he was right there mixing it up. Fast forward to 2023, it was clear Norris was no longer just a hopeful talent. He was a real contender. When he qualified 2nd at Silverstone and led the race for 4 laps, he wasn't just showing off. That was Lando competing toe-to-toe with Max Verstappen, arguably the best driver of his generation, and holding off Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion. By the end of 2023, with 205 points and a 6th-place finish in the championship, Lando was firmly established as McLaren's leader and one of the fastest, smartest drivers on the grid. Lando Norris in 2022 and 2023 was pure fire. He was like a comet blazing through the sky. Impossible to ignore, impossible to catch. But what about beyond? Chapter 6: Just how good is Lando Norris? 2024 was the year Lando laid the groundwork for solid performances, podiums, and proved he belonged in the title conversations. But it was more of a build-up, a prelude to what was coming next. Like we said, let's see if Lando is fast or if it's just the car that's fast. Now, 2025 is where things really heat up. McLaren's car is faster, sharper, and Lando is unleashing everything he's got. 2025 is Lando Norris's year, the season where he's no longer just chasing glory, he's in the thick of the fight. McLaren's car is fast, legitimately fast, and Lando is making the most of it. He's regularly smashing qualifying sessions, grabbing front row starts, and showing race pace that puts him toe-to-toe with the best on the grid. This isn't just about podiums anymore. Lando is battling Max Verstappen, the undisputed king of F1, and his own teammate Oscar Piastri in fierce wheel-to-wheel duels that have fans on the edge of their seats. Clips of Lando and Piastri fighting Verstappen are everywhere, proving McLaren isn't just back. They're a threat. Lando drives aggressively but with control. He attacks when it matters and saves his tires when needed. He's fast and makes smart decisions. He overtakes cleanly, defends well, and stays calm under pressure. He's been consistent, grabbing chances others miss. In 2025, he has multiple podiums, fast laps, and is climbing the standings. He's also beating Piastri more often and handling the spotlight well. So, how good is Lando Norris? Really? Is no longer the kid trying to prove himself. He's a genuine contender, one of the fastest, smartest, and toughest drivers in Formula 1 right now. And if you ask the fans, the experts, or the drivers battling him on track, the answer is clear. Lando Norris is not just good. He's exceptional. The best? It's definitely yet to come. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Lando Norris's rise and real skill, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our F1 breakdowns. Drop your thoughts in the comments. How good do you think Lando really is? Is 2024 the year he finally breaks through for his first win? Let's talk. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next lap.